Hello adventurers, I'm Gray and welcome back to another Hytale progress update for the month of July 2020. If you've never watched this series before, I'm basically going to read through this blog post and give my first impressions. I'm reading this for the first time along with you, along with my thoughts and opinions on it, and perhaps some predictions for the future as well. It's a fun thing I like to do. I really like following this game as it gets updated. It looks like this blog post, however, is more general updates about Hypixel Studios rather than Hytale as a game, though there is some unique info about Hytale itself, with a fresh batch of screenshots from Orbis, which is the world of Hytale, along with some never-before-seen environments and creatures. So that should be pretty exciting, a whole lot of new stuff to talk about. So let's just dive right into it by introducing the Hypixel Studios office. I believe this is the first time we've had a look into the office that they develop Hytale in, and this is it. It is honestly pretty expected, pretty straightforward in my opinion. It looks like any sort of developer office. Got your desk, got some pretty nice chairs. I'm pretty sure these chairs are better than most offices have. And it looks pretty nice. Like it's a good space to sort of collaborate and just do some work on. Nothing too exciting to point out here in my opinion. Moving on from that, last month we hit a major milestone in our growth as game developers when we received the keys to our first physical office in Derry, Londonderry. I just love that name, Northern Ireland. While the development of Hytale continues to take place remotely, the office will provide a base for support functions like quality assurance and business administration. Hypixel Studios is a remote company, but we still benefit from being able to get together from time to time, Noxie says. We've also found that not every role is well suited for remote working, particularly support and admin roles that work better when they're based in a physical office. The majority of the Hypixel Studios team continues to contribute remotely from all around the world, but the new office represents our first central HQ. Okay, so it's basically the first time that they're able to all meet up together and do that sort of work. A base of operations that will continue to grow in order to support Hytale and its community for years to come. They talked a little bit about the troubles and tribulations and things like that that come with remote work. And fortunately, from what I recall, Hypixel Studios does pretty well remotely compared to other studios, because they've already been working remotely with a lot of developers from across the world for this game. So they've been pretty well set to continue development even in these difficult conditions, which is nice. That means that we could still expect the release schedule to be on track for now, unless they tell us otherwise. But I'm really glad that they also have a place to meet up whenever they need to. Hopefully not too many people there, follow social distancing guidelines and that sort of stuff. But if it makes them more productive, then you do what needs to be done. Okay, and here's some more screenshots of their office. Got a nice whiteboard, reminds me of my school here. And I like the amount of light they have filtering into the office. In my opinion, having access to the outside all the time gives you like a much better spirit, makes you more motivated to work, makes you happier at your workplace. Also, these chairs are even nicer. They have like red cushions and neck supports and that sort of thing. I like that. Okay, we've got lots of work to do to get the office set up and properly decorated. In particular, we're excited to have a place where we can finally display some of the amazing fan works that we've loved seeing since the announcement of Hytale. Oh man, they're going to hang up some of the fan arts that you guys have been doing. I've been looking at basically all of the fan arts that Hypixel Studios has been posting on the website, on Twitter, that sort of stuff. And some of you are so talented. Like, I cannot comprehend how you get that good at drawing art and things like that. I can't draw that well. And it's definitely, like, I don't practice it at all. I would love to be able to draw well, but I don't really have the time and effort to practice. But I'm just amazed by some of the art that you all do, and perhaps sometime I should try and do something, even if it's really bad, just for fun. See how it goes. Okay, expect to see more updates about the office in a future post. New hires and new opportunities. So the team has continued to grow steadily over the last few months as development on Hytale continues. We've been staffing up to meet the needs of the new office while also introducing new producers, designers, and developers across the breadth of the project, from adventure mode to the game engine to the platform and services team that supports the entire enterprise. And we're still recruiting across plenty of positions. So basically, if you have some experience in game development or want to gain some experience in game development, have a degree, that sort of stuff, or basically anything revolving around game studios, any way you think you can help them, and you don't have a job, you want to help them out with this stuff, you're really dedicated to Hytale, then you might want to check out the jobs page, see if they have an opportunity for you, see if you can learn from them and help them out with their stuff. I don't have any of that sort of credentials, but it's an opening for you all to check out if you want to. So go to that web jobs page to find out more and submit your application. While some of the roles are based in the new office, many others are remote, and we encourage applications from anywhere in the world, so you don't have to be in the office location in order to do this. Also, this blog post will be linked in the description, so if you're wondering where to find this, where to click on these links, the blog post will be linked so you can find it easily. Postcards from Orbis. These are the screenshots that should have new info. These are exciting times for us as we establish the new office, expand and reorganize our development teams, and embark on a crucial phase in Hytale's development. We've been working on some exciting features and content that we can't wait to share with you later in this year, but these need a little more time in the oven before they're ready for public consumption. In the meantime, we've got some new images to share that show new prefabs, biomes, and creatures from across the world of Orbis. As ever, we're excited to hear your feedback, ideas, and speculation about the significance of each of these new locations. Alright, so let's just take a look at these screenshots and I'll give my thoughts on the shift in Hypixel Studios and all the new developments they've been having in their studio. So, we see here, this looks like a nice treehouse, and they say there's a whole lot of new locations, new prefabs, biomes, and creatures, so I'm assuming that this whole tree structure right here is going to be an actual prefab. It's not something user-made, this is something that can generate naturally in the world. I'm assuming it'll be in Zone 1, it's going to have Quebecs and stuff like that around here. Actually, it looks like it's in the swamp, so it might have those mermen as well. A leafy settlement rises above the misty marshland. Yeah, I think it's quite pretty, though. I always loved tree houses. In fact, some of my first Minecraft worlds, I would build tree houses just because I always found them to be fun. I always wanted one in real life. I don't see too much that would be new in this, other than the fact that it's a new prefab, which is really cool in and of itself. Okay, next we have this screenshot right here, which is more sort of marshy houses. Like I said, Quebecs, you can clearly see they're around here. It's very rainy, very atmospheric around here. I quite like it. Quebecs are hardy folk and don't mind a little wet weather. So this is showcasing a little bit more of sort of the weather system going on here and how it can interact with NPCs, I guess. Now here is Berea. So we have, what is this structure right here? It's like some sort of a statue. Another sort of tree-like house, but of a different style. It looks like it's more of an evergreen tree, and it's not as branching, it's rather just straight up and just a platform on top, perhaps to get away from monsters and other dangerous creatures. A well-kept shrine overlooks a Boreal valley. Okay, so this is some sort of shrine. I am not sure what the shrine is to. It could be a shrine to Gaia or something like that, but I don't want to speculate too hard about this. Honestly, yeah, they probably talked more about this in past updates, but they're so spread out that I sometimes forget what they talk about in past updates, so I apologize if I missed something. Okay, we have another look at Berea right here. With the similar thing, they have the treehouse that just goes straight up with a ladder and have platforms on the sides of the big evergreen trees. We have some plants scattered around that are giving off light. It looks like they're in pots of some kind. And also some lanterns as well. We got a little campfire right here in a sort of rocky valley. I'm assuming that'll protect, or it's supposed to represent protection from the elements, that sort of thing, from the wind, because it's surrounded by rocks. It's another nice little top-down shot. Rocky outcrops and tall trees offer shelter from the elements. Yep, that's what I was saying. Okay, and now we see a more foggy area with some weird purple coloration, some corruption going on here. The trees look a little bit more dead. Either that or it's just the fog that causes it to look like dead branches. It's very sort of spooky around here. There's a touch of malignant magic to these woods. Yep. And a little bit more malignant stuff, and a little bit more corruption with the purple. And a new creature. I believe this is a new one. I've never seen it before. And I have no idea what it's called. Does it say? Yeah, Mosshorn. So here's a new mob, a Hardy Mosshorn. Or I'm guessing a Mosshorn is just a name. Hardy is just an adjective. Makes its home in a dank, distant swamp. So this is a swamp mob. I have no idea if it's going to be passive, neutral, or aggressive. To me, it looks like it could be neutral, so it wouldn't attack you unless you started attacking it. It does look like it would have probably pretty decent HP based off of just the mass of it. We'll see though. It is in a sort of corrupted place, so perhaps that makes it a little bit more aggressive. I'm not quite sure. Okay, and we see a little bit more of the same location here with a new prefab, which is a sort of straw-roofed house. It's a little bit shoddily built, like it's not exactly closed wall, but it looks interesting. Looks a little bit abandoned. I'm not quite certain about that. Its neighbors have long since vanished. Okay, I really should leave the captions before I describe it. So yeah, that was correct. And once again, actually, I'm not quite sure what zone this is. I don't remember seeing the trees with the white leaves before. I'm guessing it's Berea because of snow makes it white and that sort of thing. It's elsewhere a pale danger stalk the ghost forest. Okay, that's why I never saw it before. It's a new biome, the ghost forest right here, I believe. And it's most likely in Berea once again because as you can tell by like the mountains that seem really dry and rocky, that's sort of characteristic of that zone. It looks spooky though. I like it. I like the different colored biomes within the same zones. That gives it some variety whenever you're exploring. It makes it fun to wander around in. And you can also see a prefab at the top right with another structure back there. And we have this horrible looking creature. I'm fairly certain this is going to be an aggressive, dangerous creature. Where waning embers carry the memory of catastrophe. Okay, so this is the Ghost Forest still. And this, I'm guessing, is an aggressive creature of the Ghost Forest. Some sort of ghost dog or bone wolf, perhaps bone wolf or something like that. It looks like there'll be quite a few dangers whenever you go into a place called the Ghost Forest, which makes sense. There's also some embers rising up here. You can see embers rising from the ground, coming around the ghost wolf and that sort of thing. Is the Ghost Forest sort of a transition between Berea and Zone 4 and the Devastated Lands? It might be, because that's where it starts to get really hot. And it would make sense because it gets more difficult the further you go in a way. I believe they're trying to make it so you can progress in all of them, but it would make sense that this sort of spooky zone would be a good transition between the two. I'm not certain about that either, though. It's all speculation, it's all fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that's basically the end of this blog update, and there's exciting stuff going on for Hypixel Studios. They're doing a lot of changes, they're moving to a new studio, they're hiring new people, and it looks like this is a big transitionary period for Hytale. A lot of things are going to happen in quick succession after all these changes are done. However, it's going to take a moment, I'm guessing, for them to get reacclimated, to get settled down again in their new setting, and to get hard to work once again on doing rapid updates on Hytale. But I feel like once they get everything done, we're going to get a whole lot of exciting news about the game. Regardless though, that's all for this blog update. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate a like, comment, and subscription, and hit that bell if you want to see more Hytale content. I'm going to be talking about all the new Hytale blog updates coming up, and I might do some other Hytale content in the future. I'm not quite sure what. I've been somewhat inspired by some of the other Hytale YouTubers, and I might kind of see what they're doing, kind of do similar things maybe, or do my own thing. I'm not certain. My time's fairly limited because I'm in school. But yeah, I have a whole lot of fun doing these things, and I'd really appreciate it. That's all for now, and I hope to see you all on the next adventure.